Very good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode on the Life Signatures Radio. Yesterday, we started talking about how we can deepen the spirit in our pursuits and in our organizations. Before we can go there, this is a daily show that is focused on the subjects of purpose, subjects of productivity, and the subjects of resilience and anything in between there. We've been on this series for over 30 episodes, if I get my facts correct. We've been talking about spirit, the importance of spirit in our organizations or in our pursuits. And we've been saying that the core of life, the source of life is spiritual. And if you remove the spirit out of any organization, then that organization sooner or later goes down. So how can we deepen the involvement or the connection or the depth of spirit in our organizations? That's what we're going to continue talking about in the episode today. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
So let me make a confession. Yesterday, even as we're doing this particular episode, this particular series, we started talking about how we can deepen the level of the spirit in our crafts and in our pursuits. And I talked about the idea of quietness. Now, for some reason, I just felt like this is just a little bit off. I'm not necessarily specific here. I'm not hitting the nail on the head. And I just felt like something was off. Maybe the way I communicated was not right and so on, but the truth of the matter is that quietness is one of the things that we need in order to connect us to the realm of the spirit. And whatever place it is that we are going to be quiet, it is important. Whatever place it is that we're going to draw spiritual strength from, it is important. I do understand that different people have different places where they get their spiritual nourishment and they get their spiritual anchors from. And the fact of the matter is that one of the ways you do this is by quietness. In the Christian circles, we call it the quiet time, where you have an audience of one, it's just you and God, and you are talking to God, or you're listening, or you are just quiet, or you're reading scripture, or you're praying. If you're able to pray in the Spirit, you're praying in the Spirit. That is what I really wanted to bring about. Because if I leave it open there, it feels as if, you can just invoke just about any spirit. And that's a bit dangerous. So let me just make that clarification before we can continue. Today, the other thing that you can be able to do that I'm going to talk about is meditation. Meditation is a practice that cuts across all, maybe most religions, and I tend to have a different definition of meditation from what everybody else has. And my definition of meditation is borrowed from the Bible. When God told Joshua, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth," okay, you should meditate on it day and night. Basically the foundation of meditation in that particular scripture is that you're not blanking your mind, you're not emptying your mind, you're not just there. There is an object that your mind is rotating about. There is something that your mind, basically you are thinking quietly, you're considering, you are reverently considering. And the object of the meditation in that particular example is scripture. Joshua was not being told to let his mind be empty, and as some people normally teach about meditation, that you empty your mind and so on. That's not the kind of meditation I'm talking about here. This guy was actually being told to think deeply about the same thing. To think deeply. That is what meditation will be. It is to think deeply. Again, like we said yesterday, it is very easy for us to rush and to start doing actions, taking activities. We are not don't have any problem with taking action and doing activities. We are so good at helter-skeltering. But we are so not adept at meditation, stopping all the traffic to think deeply. And I know when someone might be asking, but spirit is not about thinking. You'll be wrong, because spirit is about life, and life has part of it as critical thinking. So to meditate, in my opinion, even as I'm drawing to a close of this episode today, in my opinion, is to ruminate. You know what rumination is? Rumination is a term given to these animals that have 4 compartments of the stomach. Ruminants. They are called ruminants. An example is a cow. Have you ever grazed a cow? Have you ever taken a cow to graze and so on? So when you give a cow a meal, maybe it's grass or it's whatever it is you're giving it to eat, the cow first of all just eats and eats and eats and eats and eats and eats, and it just goes directly into the stomach. But when the cow is resting, the cow regurgitates the food, and starts chewing it deeply again, and then swallows it. It goes to another stomach compartment and all that. I forgot my biology. So rumination is like that the head is not empty, your spirit is not empty, your mind is not empty. Meditation is the opportunity you give to the spirit and to the mind to ruminate and to chew upon and to think about these things in a deeper manner and in a deeper dimension. It is to consider all the possible angles and look at the possibilities that are available at this moment in time. It is to seek to know more. It's to seek to learn more and to get anchored in your soul so you won't forget it. That is what meditation is all about. It is substantive. That's the word. It is very much substantive. So if you wanted to deepen the spirit, the level of spirit in your organization, then you've got to be a meditator. You've got to be a thinker. And I know thinking goes way ahead of this because sometimes there's a guy who's called Paul Fix. He said that the reason as to why many people get lost in their thought is because it's unfamiliar territory. Like I said earlier on, we don't have a problem running helter-skelter or taking action or doing activities. It's very easy for us to come and just to arrange how our day is going to look like. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do that. And then in between, someone else calls and tells you, asks you for this and for that. Your priorities are shifted. Our days can easily be spent like that without a single minute being taken to think deeply, to ruminate, to consider, to meditate. Joshua was told, this book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. You shall meditate upon it day and night, and then shall you be successful. I think I've done a podcast series on this one. It says, and then you shall be successful. This meditation is the one that opens the door or connects us to what matters are connected to the spirit are. So if you want to deepen matters related to your spirit, maybe it's about your organization. Maybe it's about your purpose, honestly. Maybe it's about anything spiritual. It's about probably how you could serve the clients. It's about probably you're thinking about what other way. You just close your eyes and you envision a client whom you've just served. How are they saying? What are they saying about the experience they've had with you? And whom are they telling? How do you want them to say it? That is what that becomes the object of your meditation. And this is a spiritual aspect. So as you envision it in your mind so deeply, envision in your mind, maybe as a podcaster, I envision in my mind a live podcasting session, maybe just about men, and the crowd is filled up, and we have a guest, and we are discussing these things, and there's questions coming from the crowd. Microphones are being passed around, and the guest is tackling those questions and so on, and it's a vibrant place where, I'm just thinking, I'm just envisioning. This is meditation. That is what meditation is all about. If your business, maybe your craft is about writing, you can close your eyes and you start meditating, and you're seeing someone reading and devouring your book, the book that you've written. And you see them turning the pages and sharing the book with as many people as possible. You see yourself, being interviewed about your book in very many, channels, maybe nationally and internationally and regionally and so on. You are envisioning. That is meditation. So meditation is not emptying your head, emptying your spirit. It is actually connecting to the Spirit. It's an attempt to connect to what the Spirit portends for the future. And you think about it deeply. You think about it deeply. That is what I will tell you to do. What are you going to think about? What are you going to meditate? Well, what else are you going to meditate upon other than the reason behind your craft? Are you on track as far as your craft is concerned? Think on the people that you are serving. Think on the people that you are working together with. Think on the people that you want to pass the leadership baton on. Think on how better you can become, and so on and so forth. That is what meditation is about. The more we release ourselves and retreat to go into a mode of meditation on our crafts, the deeper we are making it into the Spirit, the more we are connecting into the Spirit, and this is important. So we are going to continue talking about this. This is very critical in the episode tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.